up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's Ask Nikki. I hope you guys are excited. So if you guys don't know about this series or are new to my channel, my name is Nikki and I tell stories here on YouTube, and I also have this series here on my channel called Ask Nikki. It's exactly what it sounds like. My beloved Glamazons will email me with their problems or situations that they're facing in their life currently, and they'll email me at asknikki@yahoo.com and ask for my mediocre advice. I say mediocre advice because I'm very upfront with the fact that I am not a licensed therapist, psychologist, or psychiatrist, so don't get it twisted. Now, in order for this series to work, it's super important that you participate in the polls. You can find them on the top right-hand corner of your screen. If you have an opinion about a certain situation, leave it down below. I love when we have conversations. I like seeing different sides. So definitely make sure to participate in the polls and down in the comments. That's the only way that this works, okay? So grab your wine, grab your snacks, and get your tea, girl, because we're about to dive into y'all's life and y'all's tea and what y'all be involved in. So let's get into it. As usual, before we get into this Ask Nikki, today's glamour shot of the day is my beautiful, gorgeous, glamorous Glamazon. She sent me her glamour shot on Twitter. I toggle between Twitter and Instagram using her hashtag #GlamazonShot. This is my girl Blanca. Oh my goodness, you're so unbelievably gorgeous. Thank you so much for sending me your Glamazon shot and just letting me know that you love and support me and what I do here on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys. You guys know that I would not be here without you, and I could not do this without each and every one of you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now let's get into this Ask Nikki. So we're going to jump right in with the first email. It has the subject line, "My man thinks I'm cheating on him." Hi, my name is Nicole and I've been with my boyfriend Devin for almost 4 years now. He's my first love, my first serious relationship, and obviously the only person I've ever been with intimately. We've been through a lot together and we actually have a baby boy who will be 2 in April. We live in the same house, but with his depression and me constantly working, things have become off. He's currently a stay-at-home dad because at the moment we don't have anyone to watch the baby and I don't trust the daycare to take care of my child. So there's this guy at work who has gotten some feelings for me. We will call him Tony. He's a really sweet guy, but I told him I just wanted to be friends because I love Devin and want to be with him. Tony is the type of guy to wear his heart on his sleeve, so even with being friends with him, he'd still give me a compliment or flirt with me knowing that I have a boyfriend and a child with said boyfriend. Fast forward, Devin and I got into an argument and he mentioned to me how he thinks I'm cheating on him because I'm acting how his ex used to act when she was cheating on him. He said what made him feel that way was because of the way I answered a phone call a few weeks ago. He said he knows my work voice and the way I spoke to who I was on the phone with, said that I sounded soft-spoken and like I had feelings for this person. The person that called was Tony, and I explained to him that Tony and I are friends, but I didn't mean to sound the way that I did. I told him everything about how Tony liked me and how I said I wanted to be friends. I said how Tony wears his heart on his sleeve, so I've been trying to distance myself from him. Long story short, Devin explained to me that was the only thing he noticed that was sketchy, so therefore he couldn't make a full accusation because he hadn't seen anything sketchy since. Fast forward, we're in the drive-thru at Dairy Queen and I'm showing him videos that the baby and I watch before putting him to bed. As I was showing him the videos, a text from Tony popped up that read, "You know I don't mind." I'll explain what the message means in a minute. So instinctively, I almost wanted to pull the phone away because I didn't want Devin to get the wrong idea. I can't remember if I physically jerked the phone a little, but I could feel a shift in energy, if that makes sense. Devin looked like he was staring into space and then he made a soft chuckle and then went back to normal like nothing happened. He's one to observe and collect data before speaking on something. So immediately I'm freaking out in my head because my boyfriend already has this idea in his head when I'm not whatsoever cheating on him and never have. So to clarify, the message was Tony wanting to have lunch with me on his last day of work. He put in his 2 weeks recently. I told him I couldn't because I'm a broke bitch, which is true, but I also didn't want to because I just didn't think it was a good idea. So then he said he'd pay for my meal, which then made me reply I didn't like people paying for my meals, and which he then responded, "You know I don't mind." So I'm stressing out because I don't know what to do. The conversation was harmless and I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was declining his invitation out to lunch, but the message that popped up can be portrayed as anything. I'm afraid that Devin got another hunch in his head that'll make him think I'm cheating when I'm not. I want to talk to him, but I don't know if I should because I don't want to make something that he didn't even care about into a whole situation, but I don't want to not address it. And then he's got this idea I'm talking to this guy. I really need some advice on this one. Even if you don't feature it in your video, just a response would be genuinely appreciated. I love you so much, Nikki, and I hope you see this. Love, your Glamazon, Nicole. Woo! Okay, everybody take a sip so we can process. let this marinate and figure out what had happened, okay? Nicole, first of all, thank you for being one of my diehard Glamazons. Congrats on your baby. So let's get into your situation. You've been with your man 4 years. You guys have an almost 2-year-old son together. You guys are living together. So apparently, Devin, your boyfriend, has experienced depression and you work a lot, okay? So let's talk about that for a second, because that definitely probably more than likely has something to do with how he's feeling. If he is experiencing depression and he's a stay-at-home dad, which is great and everything, but then that means that you're working longer hours, you know, because you're basically supporting the family. So that's you guys on a personal level. Then you go to your job, you know, which is a huge chunk of your life. You go to your job, especially a full-time job, you are spending upwards of 8 to 10 hours per day at this job, away from your mans, away from your child. And so you're basically in this whole other world. You meet this guy named Tony. I'm going to respond off of literally what you wrote down, okay? The first thing that you told me about Tony, mentioning him, was, so there's this guy at work who has gotten some feelings for me. We will call him Tony. The first thing out your mouth about this boy is that he has feelings for you. So that's red flag number 1, okay? I'm just gonna be real with you. Everybody knows, big sister, big cousin Nikki, all right? I'm here to be real with you and love you, but that's red flag number 1. Then you say he's a really sweet guy, but I told him I wanted to be friends because I love Devin and want to be with him. So, does that mean that you and this Tony guy have had this conversation of dating and you had to tell him no because you're with somebody? So I'm guessing he must have asked you out on a date or something. You said no because you have a boyfriend and you want to stay with your boyfriend. Tony is the type of guy to wear his heart on his sleeve. So even with being friends with him, he'd still give me a compliment or flirt with me knowing that I have a boyfriend and a child with said boyfriend. Red flag number 2, okay? And I'll explain this in a little bit. I'm gonna go through my reasons, you already know. Fast forward, you have an argument with your man, and during this argument, he lets you know, I think you're cheating. And the reason why I think you're cheating is because my ex acted like this, the same way that you're acting. And then, to make matters even worse, Tony calls you, you get on the phone, and I'm not gonna lie, each and every one of us has a phone voice, okay? Whether it's a professional voice, like you don't speak the same way to the customer service rep that you do to your cousin or your aunt or your mom on the phone. There's just like different phone voices. So he said, when you answered the phone that day, you sounded very soft-spoken, as if you were interested in the person that you were talking to. And then it turns out that the conversation that he was referring to was you speaking to Tony. That's red flag number 3, and we're not even halfway done through your story. And then you go to Dairy Queen, and you're in the car with your mans, and you're showing him your phone, showing him videos of the videos that your baby likes to watch before bed. And I've done that so many times where I'll go to David and I'll be like, babe, look, this is like the new video Ezra's into right now. And you know, he's all up in your phone. Well, when that happens, all of a sudden Tony texts you, and your first instinct is to get nervous. That's red flag number 4. Your man didn't really react to that. He kind of looked like he zoned out, and then he didn't talk about it anymore. That's red flag number 5. You're in the position where you know that things have been looking a little sketchy to your man's. But because he did not respond, he did not say anything, he wasn't vocal about him being upset or whether or not he was upset or what he thought, nothing. He just completely shut down on you. So now what do? Do you have the conversation with your man and bring it up and he may not even care that much? Or do you not have the conversation with your man and then he just thinks, yeah, she ain't having that conversation with me because she's guilty? Which one? Okay, so I pointed out 5 different red flags, so let me talk about them real fast, okay? Number 1, you knew that this guy liked you, and I would like to know why. What conversation took place where you know that he likes you? Because there's a difference between going to work and you work with somebody and you like kind of have a feeling that they may be attracted to you. There was no conversation, you don't know for sure, but you just have a feeling. That's not what you're saying. You're saying you know that he's got feelings for you. Not only that you told him no, that you had to let him down and that you had to decline his offer at some point, and you gave him the reason, I have my man and I have my child, okay? Then you say, after that conversation that you had with him, then you say that Tony continues to flirt with you and compliment you and all that. Even with being friends with him, he'd still give me a compliment or flirt with me knowing that I have a boyfriend. Complimenting someone completely different than flirting. You can sit there and look at a guy and be like, hey, I like your shoes. There's no intimacy. I'm not flirting. It's just like, hey man, I like your shoes. It's completely different to sit there and flirt, okay? Everybody has their own definition of flirting. Let me tell you mine. Imagine if that person had a spouse or a significant other. Flirting is saying something to that person that you could not say in front of their significant other or their spouse. That is flirting. You see what I'm saying? Flirting is what starts the whole conversation, and then it leads into dating, and then it leads into everything else, right? So my issue isn't with him complimenting you, because compliments can be very, very innocent. But flirting is the word that you used. And that is red flag number 2 that I'm not okay with. I'm sorry. I feel like if it's not okay, like let's just sit here as women, okay? Most of my Glamazons are girls. I have an issue with that. Like honestly, at that moment in your story, I'm like, okay, I don't like this Tony guy, because a real man, when he hears that a woman has a man, and not just a man, a baby with that man, a real man backs off, because what's the point of continuing to pursue and flirt with a woman that's taken? What are you doing? Like, how disrespectful to that man. That is someone's woman. You understand? That is somebody's mother. That is somebody that has a family. What you doing? He has no respect for you or your man. Don't get it twisted. That's what I saw from that right there. Why are you flirting with her when you know she just told you that she damn near married? She's with somebody and she has a baby. What you doing? He don't respect you, and he don't respect your man, and he sure as hell don't care about your baby. So let's just be real. And then he says that he feels that way because he heard you having a conversation on the phone and that you sounded really soft-spoken. And it turns out that you were on the phone with Tony. Look, girl, I love you. I do. I love you. But I have to be real with you. What you doing on the phone with Tony? Can you tell me? Why are you talking on the phone with Tony? Why are you texting Tony? Why is Tony on your damn near married, taken in a relationship, motherhood phone? Why? You know, if it ain't work related, there's no reason. I'm gonna be real. With that situation, I understand why he feels the way that he feels, because tell me not. If you heard your man in the other room and he's got his soft, sexy voice on, and then you find out that it's with some girl that he works with, how would you feel? On to the next red flag, okay? Because I lost count. So you all got your phone all up in his face, and he's thinking about his baby and all that, and then you get a text from Tony. Like you said, instinctively, you almost wanted to pull the phone away because you didn't want your man to get the wrong idea. Your reaction, anybody's reaction, really, says a lot about what they are feeling both consciously and subconsciously, okay? You may know that you aren't doing anything with this man, but I think that subconsciously you do know that you have some low-key feelings for him, that you getting a little involved. I think that, to be real with you, girl, and it's completely normal, that he makes you feel special, he makes you feel beautiful, he tries to buy you meals, all this other stuff, and you got your man that's at home, that's a stay-at-home dad, that don't have no business of his own, and he's going in and out of depression. So, like, I think that this just became something fun for you to do, and something to, like, make you feel sexy and feel good about yourself, because I don't think that your heart is in the place to be like, okay, I don't love my man and I'm trying to hurt him. But what you have to realize is that this will hurt him. You understand? If you're getting any sort of happiness, another man and his words and his actions towards you are making you feel complete in any way, shape, or form, it's a problem. Because if it ain't your man, it's a problem. And the other thing, let me ask you something. You wonder why your man feels the way that he feels. But you just said in your email that you talked to your man about Tony, and you told him everything, that he wears his heart on his sleeve and blah blah blah. You're talking about another man's heart. You are considering another man's heart, and you just told your man's that. Like, that's like him coming to you about some girl that he works with and saying she wears her heart on her sleeve, and like being concerned about her heart. Like, who is she to you? Like, why are you discussing her heart? Something as intimate as her heart. He probably looking at you sideways like, what you mean his heart? What you care about his heart for? Why you know anything about his heart? Why you thinking about his heart? Like, I'm not saying that, you know, you're just a terrible person and you just made all these wrong decisions. What I'm trying to do is get you to see his side, because from a third party's perspective, from an outsider's perspective into your situation, I can definitely see where he's coming from, because if the shoe was on the other foot and the tables were turned and you were a stay-at-home mom and you were with your son day in and day out, which is not easy, by the way, and your baby's about to be 2, okay? That's hard work. And then he's getting calls and text messages and talks about this girl that he works with. How would you feel? We haven't done anything. It's completely innocent, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, your man's time, energy, effort, thoughts are going into this woman that you don't even know. I love my Glamazons to death, but I seriously feel like we need to make this shit equal, okay? What we expect out of men is what we should expect out of ourselves. I'm sorry. If my man came home talking about this girl at work wears her heart on her sleeve and oh my God, and like, yes, you know, she knows that I'm with you and she's all up on his phone and text me, what do you think I would do? Depression is not a game, okay? If your man is going through depression, don't take it lightly. It's kind of like kicking him when he's down, you know? Like, you don't want to sit there and start putting your effort and energy and interest into some other man when your man's over here going through it. Let's get to your question. Your question is, you know, Devin did not have a response. He kind of like zoned out and like chuckled to himself, which tells me that like he made up his mind about something, or like he was definite about whatever he was thinking, which more than likely is maybe in that moment he told himself she's cheating. So your question is, do you have the conversation with Devin, even though he hasn't asked for it? He hasn't asked for, you know, any details. He hasn't talked about it. Do you bring it up to him, or do you just kind of go on? He didn't want to talk about it. Maybe he knows that it was innocent. Maybe he didn't even realize, you know, what happened, how you reacted. Here's my 2 cents. And Glamazons, get your keyboards ready to give your 2 cents, okay? If it were me, I would have the conversation with my man. I would, because so much damage can be done mentally when they think about this shit by themselves and they start stewing on it and they don't have their questions answered, but like they just already made up their mind on their own without talking to you. I just feel like it's too big of a risk. I would have a conversation with him and call out the elephant in the room. Y'all know I will look that elephant straight in the face and be like, I know you were here. Like, we are going to discuss it, because this is your relationship. And not only is this your relationship, this is the relationship that your son relies heavily on. You guys are his parents. You see what I'm saying? So that this is bigger than just you and your man. This is your son's family. It's the only family he knows. So he should be taken into consideration when it comes to how much effort you put into your relationship with the person that you made a child with. That is how I would handle the situation. Glamazons, let her know up in the polls on the top right hand corner of your screen how you would handle the situation. Would you talk to him and just get it out the way? And even if he doesn't bring it to you, or would you just act like it didn't happen? You know, he didn't say nothing. You're not going to say nothing. Let me know in the polls. Also, leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. Nicole, thank you so much for writing into me with your issue. I hope this helps out even a little bit. Check out the polls. Check out the comments. See what your fellow Glamazons think about what you should do about your particular situation. I love you, and I wish you the best of luck, my love. Mwah! Next email is from one of my Glamazons, and she has the subject line, my secret boyfriend. Hey Nikki, this is one of your Canadian girls. Hey! I have a small issue. I've been seeing this guy for around 4 months now, and we're exclusive. He's super nice, trustworthy, and just all around an amazing guy. He's very successful at the moment, and I can feel that he's only gonna go up. Only thing is, he's 5 years older than me. My parents know and they allow it. They actually really like him. I'm a senior in high school, and he just happens to coach our basketball team. I'm 17 and he's 22, turning 23 soon. It's hard to keep it in and not to tell people how adorable he is and the things that we do, but I have to because his job is on the line. I really, really like him and I want things to work out, but I also like being in public with my relationship. It's hard to tell my friends that I'm in a relationship, but I can't give a name or a picture to the face. So here's my question. How do I do this? How do I not tell people that we're together but still have a safe and trustworthy relationship? Should I tell one of my friends, or is that too risky? I love you, Nikki, and I hope you can give me some advice on this one. Love, Hope. We in an episode of Pretty Little Liars now. I didn't know about it. All right, Hope, let's dig into this. So surprisingly, I've had quite a few emails from my Glamazons that are facing this type of situation, this type of problem, which is an age difference between the person that you are dating and whether or not it is okay. What do you do? Do you start telling people? Now, when it comes to a minor dating a legal adult, of course, there's an issue in itself. Not only are you dating someone that's older than you, Hope, but also dating your high school basketball coach. He is faculty, he is staff at your school. Little bit creepy. Just a little, okay? I'm gonna be real with you. Just a little bit creepy because you are not even 18 years old and you are a student at his place of work. Now, you're 17. He is about to be 24. There are a lot of different questions that I have. Number one, how did this relationship even come about? Like, who asked who out? How did this even work? Because a lot of teachers are very, very scared to move forward with the relationship with the student, not only because of their jobs, but also, you know, to avoid being put in jail because they love their freedom. And the second question, how in the world do your parents know about it and then they don't have an issue with it? Like, what happened? You know, like, did you guys go on a date and then you told them and they were fine with it? You know, I'm not, no shade, no tea. I just want to know the sequence of events of how your parents found out that your high school basketball teacher or coach is dating their daughter. Typically, when one of my Glamazons are dating a man that's older than them, especially, you know, way older, and they're a minor and he's not, a big issue that they have is telling their parents. So you don't have that problem. Apparently, you know, your parents know, they're good with it, they like him, whatever, but that still does not take precedence over the law. You see what I'm saying? Because if anybody finds out, he's going to jail, no questions asked. I know, I understand. When I was 17 years old, I was like, what is the point of this age? Can you tell me? I am not a child and I'm not an adult yet. Like, you're 17, but you still can't apply for certain things. You still can't, like, you can't live your full life because you're not of age yet. So, and people love telling you what you can and can't do, and you're right there, but you're still not there. You have this great man, you know, maybe he's really nice to you, you guys do cute things together, but you can't share that with your friends. You can't go out in public. You can't do any of this in public. So honestly, at the core of it, what kind of relationship is it? You see, it's a relationship that will have to be hidden until you're 18. But even then, there are people around you and like your friends and everybody, they're gonna know that, oh, hey, this guy that you're dating was like the coach of our school. You don't think that they're gonna know and put two and two together and be like, oh my God, like, you guys met at our school. It's a messy situation, all right? Because pretty much 100% guaranteed that he will lose his job. And not only will he lose his job, he also may lose his license, like his teaching license, and he may not ever be able to work at another school ever again, because now he has a track record of having intimate relations with the students. So that would ruin his career. You know, your question is, how do you deal with it? Do you tell your friends? All of that, whoop-de-woo. And my opinion on that is no, I don't. If this is something that you're going to go forward with and you're going to be a part of this relationship and your parents are 100% backing you, well then fine. If anybody else outside of y'all's circle who agrees with it, if anybody else outside of that circle finds out and they don't agree with it, they're going to bring him down within 2.5 seconds. They will not want him to be working on staff at a school where he has intimate relations with a student. Like, it's inappropriate from the outsider's perspective looking in. It's inappropriate, and parents are not going to want that. You see what I'm saying? You can't have your cake and eat it too right now. There's no room for error, none. Because how bad would you feel that, yes, you get to like tell your bestie, oh my God, like, I'm with this guy and like, look who it is, it's Coach so-and-so, and then she gets all jealous, how females do. And instead of, you know, being happy for her, she decides to just tell on you out of spite. Or if you piss her off, she tells on you, and there goes your man losing his job. How you gonna feel? That's how I would handle it. I wouldn't say nothing to nobody. It's nobody's business. And then when I turned 18, then he's all free and clear. Sorry, girl. Like, you can't have it all out there in the open. It's illegal. I hope that for real your parents know about this. I hope you're not lying to me about that, because that's huge. If your parents back you up and they, you know, agree with what you're doing, and they see that he's not, you know, a predator or something, that's completely contingent upon whether or not your parents really support this relationship, stand behind your decision 100%. Amazon, so let her know up in the polls what you think that she should do. Should she tell a few friends and, you know, just let people know she's in a relationship, she ain't single, and you know, it's no big deal. She's about to be 18, and she's a senior in high school. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. She can tell like 1 or 2 people, no big deal. Or should she keep it a secret until she's 18 years old and she knows for sure he's all clear as far as the legalities and all of it? What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the polls and down in the comments section below. I hope that your fellow Glamazons and my opinion help out with your situation a little bit. I love you so much and I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, but obviously it'll not talk to me, so that's cool. But anyways, I'm on my way to the gym. I love you. Bye.
Why you getting all butthurt? I'm down here filming. Have a good time at the gym. Be safe driving. I miss you so much. And I will see you in a little bit, okay? I love you. Okay, so moving on to the next email. This has a subject line of he likes me, but he's in love with my best friend. Hey girl, it's Susan. I've sent you previous emails before, but girl, if you could give me advice, that would be great. Even if you don't post it, please respond. I need advice from an older sister, and you are exactly who I need right now. A little backstory. All 3 of us who are involved in this story are in 11th grade of high school. And girl, let me tell you. So, I have a best friend, and for obvious reasons, we'll call her Trisha, and me and Trisha have been best friends for 3 years, but there's something off about her. She's becoming distant, and she's just been really weird. You know, one of those things where you just have a feeling something sketch is going on? However, it didn't start until I started dating this boy. We'll call him Mike. Is always because of a boy. Mike is a chill dude and he's very kind-hearted. Until recently, he's been doing the exact same thing as Trisha, so I'm the type to express what's on my mind and express it well. So I sure did. I went up to both of them privately. Trisha said she doesn't know what I'm talking about and I'm being paranoid and I hate when people try and make me look like I'm tripping. So I go and ask Mike and he told me this. I'm sorry, Susan. I really like you, but I'm in love with Trisha and I'm caught in between. Me and Trisha made out once and I fell for her. Everybody's going to want to know the tea, so let me continue. And I confronted her about it because 1, she lied, and 2, she made out with my man. But to the point, as of recently, she's texted me multiple times telling me she's sorry and that she would like to be friends again. Here's the catch. She's dating Mike's funky. So should I forgive her or should I trust her again? Girl, I need you to help me. No, don't trust her. No, absolutely. What you mean? How? Since where? We can go ahead and put the polls up. This one's going to be a very quick one. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Stop being friends with her. How does somebody do that to their friend? How in the world? If your friend is dating a guy, how do you somehow find the time to kiss that guy and then you don't tell your best friend? This is why I don't trust nobody. You see? Girls are, you know, honestly, very honest with myself. And a lot of times I be like, dudes are tripping on some new level of bullshit. They always doing something they're not supposed to do. Dudes be trifling. It ain't just them, okay? Girls are trifling. What you mean? I don't even need to explain how wrong this is, why, get myself all worked up about how and why that little girl ain't your real friend. Friends do not do that, okay? I don't care what the circumstances are, without considering your feelings, without trying to talk to you, without nothing. Like, it's not like she came to you and said, you know what, girl, I really feel like, look, I know y'all are together and everything, and I'm not trying to start some shit, but I just can't help these feelings. No, it wasn't none of that. They just be making out, and then you find out from him, not even from her. Girl, no. Throw it away. Throw her away. All her lies. All of that. Throw it away. I'll say throw it away. I'll put the polls up here. And Glamazon, do you let her know if she should remain friends with this hoe? Look at the polls above. Should she remain friends with her, or should she say peace out? And let her know down in the comments below. But I'm not even going to give this much of my energy or my time because that's a hard no. On to the final email. All right, on to the final email. This one has the subject line that says, dating my best friend's little bro. Hi, cousin Nikki. Hey, girl. My name is Natalie. I'm 24 years old, and my life is getting messy. Girl, I'm gonna need a vodka on the rocks with a side of Takis for this. Yas! My best friend in the whole wide world, Layla, and I have been home skillet biscuits for 19 years now. We went to the same kindergarten, primary school, high school, and college. We have been through highs and lows together, grown and glowed together, and we are without a doubt family. Layla is also 24 years old like me, and she has a little brother named Zion who is 19. I love that name, Zion. That is such a powerful name. Okay, moving on. Zion was always just Layla's annoying little brother who spent his spare time picking his nose and pulling pranks on us. I was like a sister to him, helping him with his homework, giving him advice about girls, and even teaching him how to ride a bike. Layla and I have been there for every moment of his life, from play dates to first dates. He was like my little brother too. As he grew up, he became this intelligent, kind, and loving guy. Did I mention he's fine as hell too? I mean, he was like my brother to me, but I'm not blind. The boy is fine. A month ago, Layla invited me over to their house for a family dinner, and as per usual, Zion was there. After the meal, I got up from the table and went to the bathroom just to freshen up. At this point, I had just broken up with my bitch, punk, dumb ass, lying, cheating ass, no good for nobody, face like a donkey's ass boyfriend, who Layla and I now call. So I was still going through the post breakup emotions. At the table, Zion had noticed how down I was, so he got up to come check on me. So I'm in the bathroom, rinsing my eyes and blowing my nose when Zion knocked. Things are about to get hot and heavy, girl. Hold up. He came in, and instead of prying me with annoying questions, he just wrapped his arms around me and told me I was going to be all right. It was just what I needed. Then, and I don't know if this was the champagne I had been guzzling all night or just little old me, but I kissed him and he kissed me back. I stood in that bathroom making out with my best friend's little brother next to the toilet I once caught him drinking out of when he was 5. What the hell? Okay, as the days passed, Zion and I got over the initial but we're like brother and sister awkwardness, and we went on a few dates, and those dates turned into makeout sessions, and those makeout sessions turned into hookups, and those hookups turned into pregnancy. No, I'm kidding about that last part, but we are still hooking up and my bestie has no clue. You ain't funny. You are not funny. Girl, I was about to be like, I don't know what to tell you. You have no choice. I don't know if what him and I have is going to turn into something serious, but we have both expressed that we have real feelings for each other. And we both know that she's not going to be okay with this. She's always been protective of her brother as he's the baby of the family. To make matters worse, her and I had a full-on conversation a couple months ago about how weird it is when friends date each other's family members and how that could never be us. Yet here I am giving him a drawer in my apartment for him to keep his damn boxers. There was even this one night when she saw the boxers and I had to say that they were from when we were still together. We both feel guilty for not telling her about this. So Nikki, my question is, do I tell Layla that her little brother is my new boo thing? Or do I just shut my mouth and end things now before it gets too serious? It's a damn mess. Nikki, I really need your help with this one. Thanks for reading this. Keep grinding your videos and everything. Much love to you, David and the boys. Love, Natalie. Oh my God. Natalie, I just love you. Can I just say that? You are my spirit animal. I can definitely see you are one of my glamazons. I could tell you are hilarious. Okay. Hold up. Just wait a minute. Let's go over your situation, all right? Just for shits and giggles. You're 24 years old. You have your best friend. Legit, it's been like your best friend for life, basically, okay? She has a little brother. His name is Zion. Zion. What's up? My name is Zion. That is a powerful ass name. I really like that name. I don't know why. Oh my God. Zion is 19. You're 24. Let's just keep that in mind. So he is your best friend's little brother. Been there through every single big monumentous moment in his life, and you have taught him things, and you have been another older sister to him in his life. He hits puberty. Things start looking nice. And let's not lie, okay? Have y'all ever been in this situation? I know I have. You know, we're like, okay, it's like one of those moments where like, it could be somebody at school or like even somebody in your own life, okay? Like a friend's little brother or something. And I don't know what happens. A summer goes by, puberty hits them and kisses them on the forehead. And all of a sudden, you don't even know what to do with yourself. You just look up and all of a sudden you don't see this little boy no more. You see a damn fine ass man. He's a fine ass man. And like you said, you are not blind. And he is fine, okay? Like, you can't help it. Okay, so you had a man. You lovingly dubbed him puta, which I love. And you guys broke up. Your heart was broken. And in that moment of being emotional and vulnerable, he comes to check on you and y'all kiss. A lot of people argue that whenever relationships begin that way, one of the individuals in the relationship was in a vulnerable situation and going through an emotional time during the process of this relationship starting up, some people argue that it may not be based on real emotions. You could have just been really vulnerable and in your feelings in that moment, and he was there, and so that immediately correlates comfort with him. Then you like fall completely head first into this relationship and you start getting these feelings because you were already vulnerable to begin with. Does that make sense? That's the only part of this that concerns me a little bit, is that like, if you guys are going to be together and like have feelings for one another, I would want it to be genuine. One of you not going through a heartbreak, because that kind of muddies up the waters a little bit. You know, you don't want to use her brother as a rebound. If you have any doubt in your mind about whether or not this is going to work out, it may not be the best of ideas, and here's why. If you continue with this relationship, it more than likely will be his first real relationship because he's only 19, and then it doesn't work out. Somebody is going to come out of that relationship heartbroken. That's going to put your friend in the middle, and that's probably why she is so like no friends dating family, because it makes things very complicated, and you can't say for sure that y'all are going to be together for the rest of your lives. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. But like, he's fine and you've known him all your life, and that could be like the most perfect soulmate for you because you guys have known each other all of your lives, and he trusts you and you trust him, and he knows you and you know him backwards and forwards, and y'all know each other's stories, and you guys are not strangers. And because of that, maybe you're feeling something so unbelievably strong and so unbelievably like emotionally charged when it comes to him, and maybe this is truly who you're meant to be with. I'm not here to say yay or nay, but if you do feel that strongly, like let's just say you're like, you look at him and you're like, you know what, this is the person that I know that I'm going to be with like forever. You really have to do a lot of soul searching, girl. But if you come to that realization, then at that point, it's worth a conversation with her, because she's your best friend first and foremost. You would have never met Zion, you would have never known him the way that you know him if it were not for your friend. And because of that, and because she's your best friend, she's damn near like your sister, I think that she is worth that conversation. Your best friend needs to be considered, especially if this is something that you guys are really serious about. Talk to him and make sure like this is something that y'all both want. You guys understand that you guys have to be in this for the long haul, because if anything were to happen, God forbid, then your friend is going to be in the middle of that. And what is she going to do? It's her brother and her best friend. You see? I feel like it would be better to face that head on and give her that respect and give her that place and let her know, like, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to start problems for you, but like, you're my best friend, you're my sister, and I love you, and I know that you love me, and girl, I'm in love with your brother, and I would never hurt him. Let her know, because like you said, she's very protective of her brother, and who better to like love him and take care of him, and maybe you're the perfect person that she would consider, you know, because she doesn't think anybody's good enough for her brother. You know, it could go a completely different way than you anticipate. Maybe she would be like, you know what, you're my best friend, and I think that, you know, I'm cool with it. Like, you never know. But make the decision first of whether or not you feel like this is a fling, and be real with yourself, and make sure that the feelings that you're feeling are 100% genuine and organic, if that makes sense. Like, they're coming from you and not from your circumstances. So that's my opinion, that's my 2 cents. Glamazons, let her know in the polls, should she have a conversation with her girl and let her know, even though she's risking her friendship, she's risking it all, or should she just end it and say, no, we cannot do this, we cannot date, it's not appropriate, she's not gonna like this. I'm so sorry, you guys, he don't know how to act. He hears anything, he just starts going off. Anyways, that is it for today's Ask Nikki, you guys. I've said it a million times, make sure that you participate in the polls, otherwise this series don't work. Also, leave your thoughts and your 2 cents down in the comments section below. Let's have a discussion, a conversation. If you would like your chance to be featured in the next Ask Nikki video with your particular situation, don't forget to email me at asknikki@yahoo.com. Again, that is asknikki@yahoo.com. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up to let me know. Also, if you're not a part of my Glamazon family, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really don't want you to miss out. Also, while you're down there, hit that notification bell so you're not missing out on any new story times, Ask Nikki's, anything else I might be dabbling in. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Peace out.